Hey everyone, my name is Paddy the Pagan and welcome to Trop TV. On this week's episode, we're going to show you all the action from our first race from the F1 Trop Championships. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that sub button. And without further ado, let's dive straight into the racing action. Okay, so we've got 15 laps.
Lights are on.
And we're ready to go. Good luck to everybody. Who's got it? This first corner is going to be a big deal here. And we're off.
And we're off. We're all a wee bit slow away by the looks of it. Coming to
we're coming down the first corner here.
No contact. On the Ferrari on the inside. Oh,
Red Bull's out in front.
Red Bull got it. I thought the Ferrari was up the inside. I thought they were getting it with a yellow flag.
Red Bull is taking off here.
The Red Bull has gone now. I think everybody else was compromised.
Shaders is just showing the field how to get this, how to race, how to start this race perfectly.
But can he manage his tyres for the distance, Paddy? This is the question.
That's it. Well, that comes down to tactics. We got Ronan's actually at last place here. I wonder did he take damage somewhere?
He might have had a little.
Could have had
a little incident. Why don't we flick back to him there till we see what's going on?
If I can get it up to. There we go. We will go find see where Alpha Fox doing at the back of the grid here. He's 0.8 seconds behind.
It's difficult to see if there's any damage. Maybe
yeah,
he has.
So.
Maybe.
I don't know if it shows us that. Gap detail. Position change. That's a pretty good one there.
Yeah,
lap data enabled. Minimap. Will we put the minimap on?
No, we don't need the minimap. No.
Okay, so he's sitting fairly back here. He's behind Disco Parky. I think he's actually catching a little bit on Disco.
If we go to number 3, there's only half a second between him and second place. Looks like we might be getting a battle, especially in the next couple of laps when we get the DRS and
we have the usual suspects sitting up here. Paul Girls is in the middle of it all. He's sitting in second. Dylan is 0.5 plus 5 in the second off him.
Yeah, and we will get DRS at the end of this lap. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. So if you can stay within this gap, for anybody that doesn't know, if you're within 1 second of the car front.
That was beautifully done. That was beautifully done. That was a lovely take on the inside of Paul Gurr.
The Red Bull made a mistake.
The Red Bull did make a mistake.
Yeah, he spun a little bit coming out of that corner. So that means Paul Gurr is now
sitting in third.
What is he? He's sitting in third, 7/10 of a second behind.
Dylan did a very good job there taking on the inside, but took his opportunity. And
Tom Donnie's about there somewhere.
I think he's sitting right behind Dylan.
Yeah, I would.
He moved up. Paul Gurr is dropping positions here big time. Ronan is not moving up the field at all. Hopefully he can catch back up again.
He's closed the gap a little bit. Was he not 8 seconds behind there?
He was 8 seconds. That's true.
He's only 3 seconds, so he's closing in rightly. This is going to be a good battle. DRS is going to be active now. You'll not get it in this straight, but you'll get it on the next one. Get the slipstreams, stick in behind them as best you can.
I have to say that the quality of racing is pretty good. It's amazing. They're doing pretty well.
It is. It's very good now. Just to get the DRS. Maybe the detection point. I'm not too sure. Oh, no, a little bit too far behind. It's going to be who's later on the brakes and into that corner a lot throughout this race now. It's one of the better overtaking spots.
Paul Gurr is still sitting fourth here. Maybe we could check the middle of the field and see how Recoil is doing.
Yeah, let's get a look.
He's sitting plus 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, 5.5 seconds behind.
King Lampard's actually doing a lot better here. He's sitting in 6th, so his qualifying didn't go well, but he's after root up the ranks big time.
Oh, absolutely. It can happen. And again, these people out front, although they may appear to be driving really quick, they might be overdriving their tyres. Their tyres might be falling off before the people behind them, which will allow them to get back into the mix again.
Every car here is equal. Everyone's on equal everything, so it's up to them what decisions they make. It's all on the drivers. Roland's after moving up here from 14 to 15, or from 14 to 13. Sheeny's after dropping down a good few positions.
Alan is only a couple of tenths now behind Jim. It could be a wee battle worth watching, maybe with a DRS in play.
Oh, this is beautiful here. Oh, she takes it a bit tight.
Oh, she was very late on the brakes. Very late on the brakes.
Unfortunately, there she had a chance there, but she might be able to pick it up again. She might be taking it again.
Absolutely. No, she's got nice lines now.
Oh, she goes off the track. She unfortunately pulls off.
A wee bit too much. That can happen into that corner. It's a tricky corner. That. It's a very tricky corner.
She pulls it back. She gets taken it back under control here. Let me see.
Tom Donny might be worth another. He's only 7/10 of a difference in there. Well, Alpha Fox, can we go to Alpha Fox? He's only 2/10 of a difference.
We'll hold this for a second here.
Yeah.
Just see what these guys are. We don't flick too much, do we? Everyone's saying, come on, Alpha Fox. He can do it, he can do it. This is a nice little battle here. This is the win the breaks here. He's going to win this battle.
It's the exit out of that corner now, and Tom seemed to get a good exit out of that corner.
Yeah.
Entry and exit out of here. He's closing the gap. You can see it falling. You can see him getting closer.
Shaders is not being caught here.
This is a tricky enough section of the track.
Yeah, that is definitely much way to take it.
He's getting good and close. DRS. He's going to have the DRS down the pit straight. Probably won't get him into this corner.
We check out the Fox here. He's still closing. Alpha Fox sitting right behind Jim.
No, this is close. He's in DRS. He has the DRS open.
He works best under pressure here. So I want to see what Mr. Fox can do.
He missed the apex there. Oh, there's a car in the way. That's going to slow down the two of them. Somebody touched.
They touched. They touched. They went off.
Contact.
Contact. I wonder how much damage that was. Did he have a flat tire?
I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. He probably lost a little bit of his wing. He may need to pit for repairs.
He needs to pit. S. Maxwell's pitted here. Shader's on the interval.
Shader, that's because he's out front, so it doesn't show his gap to himself because it would be 0.
Who's close here? We could check out McEntee. Or will we stick here for a second?
Tom Donny again is only 2/10, 3/10 now. I would maybe get a wee look at that.
It's a great battle between these two this whole game.
Oh, here we go. Up, is he going up the inside? Oh, he tried to go around the outside. He's just maximising the corner.
He's holding it beautifully.
This is going to be interesting down the pit straight.
This is a very close battle between the two of these.
It is. It's going to be good down this pit straight now.
He pulls it out too wide.
Oh, he went deep. He tried to brake too late. But again, he should get the DRS here now to help him close up again. Down in the turn 3 will be interesting. Let's see how he gets the entry and exit out of the chicane. See how he does.
That's
nice
kind of the mad thing about racing is you can be racing brilliant the whole race and just take one bad corner and lose your first place position or lose your third place position.
It's all about consistency. All about consistency. You can be great over one lap, but if you can't do it for the duration of a race, it's not going to do well for you.
Anyone YouTube channel, if you could drop in a follow, it'd be great. We'll be doing more of these every few days. Hopefully this one will be on again this time next week, 3 o'clock. We'll have the second race, and it's definitely worth watching. This is exciting stuff.
Tom Donnelly's closing this gap pretty quick, even though he made that mistake into the last corner. He's closing this gap pretty quick. Here. You know, he's getting another DRS zone coming up at the exit of the chicane. If he can stay close enough, which he is, he's within the DRS range.
Lulu is actually catching on. Oh, he takes him.
Oh, he got him.
Simple mistake, and Tom Dooney takes second position here, and well deserved. He was on his case the whole way through, and he did a fantastic job getting through there.
Dylan lost a position to Paul Gurr as well. He lost 2 positions from making that small mistake.
We check out Alan here to see if she's grabbing on Alpha Fox.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
I think she lost it there. Curse the commentator.
Yeah, commentator's curse. Yeah, absolutely.
Curse the commentator. Ridiculous. Come on.
It's just a matter of being consistent, not overdriving. A lot of people make the mistake to overdrive, push too hard, and end up running wide.
You forced it, especially I find when you see players in front of you, you end up trying to force the situation instead of just doing your race.
There's a car in between them. Is there a car in between them there? There is, yeah.
Oh, here we go again. We got a replay of the exact same thing that happened before. I think it was on the same corner.
Let's just stay on with us now, Paddy. Oh, did you hit that wall?
No.
What makes you hit that wall? Go to the Disco Sparky, the driver in front there. Just that's going to be a good battle to watch. Oh, Alpha Fox has been done. He was taken.
He was taken out there.
Can he come back?
This is a great competition between these three.
He's not going to come back.
They went way out. They both lost position here, and if he's flying along, Disco Sparky is flying. He's after making a big distance between these two.
Lucy Allen went into the back of Alpha Fox and pushed the two of them into the gravel. Teammates making contact.
Yeah, should be working together, working apart.
Never good.
For sure. They're fairly sticking together here. The back of the grid is a big distance.
McEntee's closed in. Let's check on the race leader there, Paddy, to see how he's getting on.
Tom Dooney. So Tom Dooney's ahead now.
Shaders has pitted. That's what's caused that.
Okay.
Let's stick with him for a little bit just to see how he's getting on. We're over halfway through the race already, believe it or not.
Brilliant. Exciting stuff. He's in the pit here. Sorry guys, I didn't see that.
He's in the pit. So Shaders, let's stay with Tom. Tom's going to have to pit very soon, I would imagine too. These tyres aren't going to last much longer. We got them over halfway through the race.
So how realistic would you say that they've done this game compared to the real thing?
It's I wouldn't quite call it sim, but it's pretty close. You know what I mean? It is pretty close. I suppose
pitting as well. There's a few pit stops now.
Yeah, no, this is the pit stops now. This is the rounds of pit stops.
Do you think it's going to make a much difference towards the end? Who's going to win the pit stops now?
It can do, yeah. You see, if some of them have maybe run an alternate strategy, then they will be on the faster tyre when the car is lighter towards the end, which will make them a lot quicker. But I haven't seen anybody on that strategy yet, so let's see what happens here. He's pitting. Tom Dooney's pitting. Let's stay with him until we see where he comes out. It's going to be close between him and Dylan. When he comes out of this. So let's just sit and see. Let's see what sort of time he does in this pit stop.
Do you think he's going to come out in second or third?
Shaders is going to pass him anyway. Shaders will definitely pass him.
Yeah, Shaders is ahead already. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I wonder what's the time difference.
He might be a little bit behind here.
Now, who is going to come out here? He's behind.
He's ahead of Dylan.
Yeah, he's ahead of Dylan behind Shaders by nearly 3 seconds.
Yeah, so that's not too bad now. That's not too
4
bad.
seconds.
It could close that. Paul Burrs seems to be closing in onto Dylan there as well. Missy's out. Missy DNF.
Important, thanks.
Safety car. We have a safety car. Anybody pitting? Anybody that's going to pit now is going to gain an advantage.
I think nearly everyone's pitting at this stage.
This might benefit McEntee a little bit.
Who's close here? King Lampard's still moving up that grade. He's still sitting in 6th.
So what the safety car does, Paddy, is it slows everybody down again.
Yeah, and holds their position.
Everybody holds their position. No overtaking. You have to drive to a certain time, and everybody will close up behind each other. And then when the safety car goes in, we have close racing again.
Nice. Why did the safety car come
out? Because Lucy has DNF'd. I would imagine she's had a wall somewhere.
Okay. Hard luck, Lucy. Yeah, please do come back next week and gather them points again. We'll get some points in.
Absolutely.
Roland's still sitting 11th here. Maybe get some more practice in during the week. He might do better next week. Saying that the race we still have a long race to go here, so.
No, we do yet. By the time the safety car comes on, we'll probably have 4 good laps of racing, maybe 5. Once we close up to the back of the safety car again. Can we pick up the race leader there just so we see how
Shaders again?
Whether we have caught the safety car yet or not?
Yeah. Sitting right behind the safety car now.
Yeah, there we go. We've caught the safety car. The rest of the pack will start to gather up behind them.
And then we're gonna run to the end.
Yes, for sure. Now, people will be putting their fuel mix down. They'll be saving fuel. They'll be saving on their ERS. They'll be saving tires. So once we get going again, it should be flat out racing to the end. There should be no real need to save anything, no need to save fuel, no need to save tyres.
Shader seems to be, he's been ahead since the start.
He has, yes.
Even like he was only a little bit ahead, but compared to the second position, but compared to everyone else, he's definitely ahead. He definitely plays his game a lot, and he's very good at it.
You know, that 1/10 every lap. You know, if he's consistently 1/10 quicker, you know,
here's
then
everybody getting bunched up now.
Yeah. Oh, wait, somebody ghosted. Who's ghosted there? I'm not sure who's ghosted, but somebody's ghosted.
I don't know if you can see who's ghosted.
So how are you finding the race so far, Paddy?
I think it's a very good entertainment. I think they're doing very well. The standard is high.
Standard's very high, yeah. Everybody from the front of the grid to the back of the grid, you know.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
You know, the racing etiquette is phenomenal. You know, everybody's following the rules. They're
everybody's
on
trying to make a good
lines.
race out. There's no bumping cars here. There's like they're trying to make a good race out of it.
Exactly, you know, and that's what it's about. You know.
Sheeny Boy's actually pitting now.
Sheeny Boy pitting. Well, you see, it's effectively. I'm not getting a free pit stop, but he'll be on fresh tyres now when he comes out, and he's closed up to the pack. So, you know, it's worth taking the risk when you're outside of the points.
For sure.
Well,
how many points? Who gets points here? Top 8, is it?
Top 10.
Top 10. Okay. That's unfortunate. Only 4 out of the thing. Roland needs to move up here to get a position. That'd be a good battle there. Or he's a good bit behind.
Absolutely. You know, it'll be interesting because you can now be that bit more aggressive. Obviously, be fair, but you can be more aggressive. You know, the likes of Ronan, he's in 11th. He's not getting points, so he might as well push that a little bit harder.
No bumper cars now. No bumper cars.
You know.
Okay, they seem to be all bunched up at this stage.
Yeah, so it's obviously what the safety car does in real life is it keeps them going a certain speed until they can get the accident cleared and debris off the track and make it safe to go racing again. So
I wonder if there's a way to see a replay of the. That'd be great if we could do that. Suppose you can't. We'll look into it. Are you okay? Are you there?
Oh, I'm back again. I'm back.
Yeah, losing a bit there. I was thinking, hopefully these guys, hopefully this gets going again. Safety car less than way.
We will definitely get going again. Just a matter of how long we have to wait. You know,
they're definitely all bunched up anyway. This is definitely all to play for here. The positions, everyone has got a chance at flying up the ranks.
Yeah, running still.
Safety car in this lap.
Oh, here we go. We're getting ready. Alpha Fox needs to close that gap now as best as he can to get to catch back up to back of the pack.
Can Shaders be caught? That is the. Will he mess up here? He's after being ahead the whole race, and now they're closer together again. This is going to be.
It's almost unfair to the leader.
It's completely unfair. He's been ahead since the start here. I'd hate to see it now. If anyone does catch him, he deserves the win, in my opinion.
So Shaders now effectively becomes the safety car. He decides when to go, so he can keep warming his tyres and try and catch it. He's warming tyres at the minute, so he'll keep going, and then he will eventually.
Dylan is ghosted. Is he? Yeah.
Somebody's ghosted there. So Shader's still warming the tyres. He's going to try and catch them out.
Let's go.
He's going to take off whenever he feels like it. He is the safety car. I would imagine this is him going now.
Okay, so we've got 4 laps left. Shader's out in front here. Maxwell's in last. What's going to finish at the end? Alpha Fox needs to move up them ranks to get some points. He's sitting in 11th. Everyone's outside the money here. If you're outside of 10th, you're outside of the money. So need points to gather over 5 weeks. Again, this is a Grand Prix, not a sprint. So we've got 5 weeks to. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. Is Shader going to be caught through the 5 weeks, or is he even going to win today?
We have a yellow flag in sector 1, and we've no DRS again until 2 laps after the safety car goes in. So if Tom Donny can stay within this half a second, he'll stand a chance towards the end of the race to overtake Shaders for the victory.
It's pretty close here, so probably shouldn't move.
It's very, very close to half a second separating first and second place.
Let's check Tom Donny's spectate.
If he can stay, if he can keep calm and drive smooth, then he stands a real chance of winning this race towards the end.
Jimbic, DNF, we've having another crash here. He retired.
Hopefully we don't get another safety car.
Hopefully we don't get a safety car so we can get this, keep it up.
Tom Dooney staying very, very close now to Shaders.
He still has a bit of time here to catch.
Too deep.
He still has a bit of time to catch him, but the laps are starting to finish up. There's only 3 laps left, so he needs to make moves. Lovely braking.
Oh, lovely. He closed up rightly there now. If he can get the slipstream down here, he might get him. Oh, he's close. He got a better exit out of that corner. Shaders is going to be under a bit of pressure. He's going to hold off. He's going to go for it into turn 3. Shaders is compromised. He pulled out to defend, which means that Tom's going to get a better entry and better exit. Slipstream again. Where Shaders going to go? Is he going to defend? Is he going to stay to the line? Tom, I thought he was going to go for it. He's just staying up. He's staying close to him, waiting on DRS. No point taking the risk when you know you're going to get your DRS at the end of this lap. Down that. Oh, he made a mistake. He ran wide. Very lucky not to go into the wall. I can see
from the ranks here, Dylan is after dropping down to 9th place. After being at the top for a long time, something happens.
I wonder, did he fall victim to the pit stops under the safety car?
He must have done something.
Was he one of the unfortunate ones?
McAtee is a dark horse here. He's moved up the ranks a good bit. He's sitting in the back. He's after flying up the positions big time.
Oh, Tom got a lovely exit out of there. I wonder, is he going to get him down into this corner? He seems a little bit too far behind, but again, he's going to have DRS.
He's really holding it to him. This is going to be a tight finish. This is definitely between these two. Who's going to mess up? It's basically Shader's going to hold it.
It's going to be tight now. It's going to be very, very tight. As I say, once Tom gets the DRS, it's going to be very tough for Shaders to keep him behind.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, Shaders could be, maybe he's saving his ERS to defend with.
It's all to play here.
DRS is now enabled. He should get it down the straight.
We've got a battle for points down the bottom of the grid. Sheeny, Bio, and Alpha Fox are going at it. Hopefully, whoever comes out with points here, it'd be great to start off this league with some points today. Get some points on the board and make it a little bit easier, because 1 or 2 points can make the difference at the end.
Oh, absolutely. Every point is worth playing for. And don't forget that there's actually, under the rules, there is the official rules, there is a point for the fastest lap in the race.
Nice.
That's the official F1 rules. So,
do you think Shaders probably has the fastest lap?
I'm not too sure who has it now, but this is going to be very interesting. This is the second last lap. Tom Dooney has managed to stay within DRS range. If he gets the same exit as he did in the last one, he's going to be very close at this corner.
DRS enabled.
DRS, I wonder, is he going to go for it? No, he's a bit too far behind. He's going to stay down the pit straight into turn 3. Into turn 3 is his best opportunity now if he can get this next couple of corners right.
5-second penalty as a collision.
Oh, that was very, very close. I don't think they touched.
We had a collision down the ranks here. I'm not sure McAtee is out. And we're going on our final lap.
Final lap. Let's see if we can get him down into turn 3. Hit the right entry, right exit. Lovely. Oh, he should get him down into here now. It's all about how Shaders defends.
Shaders has done absolutely fantastic here. Oh, he touches him. He touches him. And he put him off. He put him off.
He's slowing to let him go.
He's let him go. His third going to catch up. Paul Gurr is probably behind.
Good sportsmanship.
Oh, and Paul Gurr takes the position. He wasn't involved in the collision. He doesn't care. He's going for it.
No, he doesn't care, and he shouldn't care. He needs to go for it.
That was a Tom Dooney. It was definitely an accident. He didn't mean it. He was definitely going for it. Like, he didn't mean that.
He definitely did the right thing, because if he hadn't let him go, he would have been getting a penalty anyway. So he did the right thing.
That's it. But that's racing. It's all the pressure in the moment. He tried his best the whole way. He didn't touch him the whole race, and then trying to get to that last position, he had to go for it. And unfortunately, that's what happens.
Without a doubt. And as I say, it was great sportsmanship to see it. Now let's see if he can get third or second place back off Paul here. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough ask. There's not really many more overtaking opportunities.
He's going for it.
Paul made a mistake. Paul ran away.
Brilliant racing by Tom.
He got it back. Let's see if he can keep it. I'm sure he will. As I say, not many overtaking opportunities. Go to the race leader. He's about to pass across the line. And Shaders takes the first victory.
Well done, Shaders. Shaders first. Tom Dooney second. Paul Gurr third. fourth we have Argentina, 2024. Will we check the back of the grid?
Check the back now.
We'll go check the Alpha Fox.
Yeah, go for it.
You
There's
see
a bit
me
of a
sitting
gap
on the
between
road. There's big
everybody.
gaps between everyone now.
It should just finish, barring a mistake, it should just finish the way it is here now at the minute.
Gee, boyo. Everybody's kind of sitting away from each other. It was a great race.
That last couple of laps from when the safety car went in to crossing the finish line, it was just phenomenal. It was great racing by them top two, you know, and Paul coming in at the end as well. You know, it was just phenomenal racing. Fair play to them.
Great racing by everybody involved. Fair play to you. It was very tight. The standard was high. The standard was very high.
And I just want to make a wee sort of comment on the sportsmanship there. You know, he pushed and he made the mistake and they ended up spinning him, but he slowed down to let him, you know, take the position.
He did the right thing. That's what you like. That's what you like to see in these races. Is sportsmanship.
Exactly, you know. So fair play to him.
Well done, everyone involved. Great race. Great race.
Well done, lad.
It was brilliant. Now, very, very good.
Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole race. And don't forget, if you want some more esports action, please do go over to twitch.tv/The Republic of Players. We are doing as many esports tournaments as possible, so please do check out the channel. It's in the link below.